Alright, to lay this out for 3D print, we already decided this one's going to be printed this way, and this one to be printed this way. So I'm looking at the flattest object with the least detail. So this has more surface area. So -90. Get rid of that bit now. So we'll see if this is too thin in this area. Might have to change that up a little bit, but we'll see. So I'll export this as still. And we'll call this in. And this one out drive. So right away you should netfab these. If you have the netfab here. So add part. Let's go to this. Here's my in drive. So again, the checkbox, apply repair, move old part, export still, in drive. This little thing will pop up, optimize it, and export. Add part, out drive, automatic repair, apply repair, export part still, out drive. Again, optimize it. And that's exactly why we want to use netfab every time. Even though that was good geometry, never assume it's actually really good geometry. Always be critical. Some things get thrown on Thingiverse that are just, they just need some help. So you can netfab them. That's always a good way to do it. So here's Slicer, and we can add those two parts. I use a Dropbox. It's really handy for transmitting over to my 3D printer, which is using Linux. So there we go. I want to kind of put this one here, like that. There's no, later I'll show you that, sometimes if it's two taller objects, you want to take and separate them a little bit, because if you don't, you'll get this weird filament that jumps between it because it didn't have time to cool. But for right now, this works because I have a tall object and a short object. This works really well. Okay, under print settings, I'm just looking to see if there's anything I need to change in here. I don't want to generate any support material for this one. Being a tall object, I might want a raft, but I don't. I'm going to see if it does a good job without it. Alright, so there we go. Low configuration Spider-Man. Make sure I did that. Support material off. There we go. Export G-code. And voila, we have an invention that we need to 3D print right away. and look at it and see if it's anything wrong with it. And this will drive you nuts until it actually gets printed, and when you screw up, you're like, oh crap. But the fun part is to go between the screw up, fix it, and make it work. Never get frustrated if it doesn't work at first. Always kind of revamp it. Good for the soul. Alright, so let's do that. I'm going to print it and bring it back.